Well, good evening all. Day 3 of my trip in technicality, but my day 2 of actually being here in Japan, because I went from overnight from England on the first day. All very complicated. It's just science. As you can see, I'm not wearing the glasses today. I've actually gone back to the contact lenses look, just because I'm going to be wearing them for concerts that are coming up this week, so I wanted to get used to them again. I've not worn them for quite a few months, so I'm kind of like building them up a few hours at a time. So yes, you can now actually see my face without any kind of annoying glare from the lights. I like contact lenses, I must admit, but I find them difficult to work with in the day-to-day job that I do, purely because it involves looking at computer screens, and I think when you're constantly sucking in data, it really hurts, so that's why I usually wear glasses, but today, McGanniless, so you can see my face properly. Got another beer tonight, it's the standard one, Yubisu malt beer. I've been trying all the beers I can, and I'm just keeping them going as I can, so it's been nice so far, and I've got more to enjoy. Well, enough about the beer, let's talk about what's happened today. Started out this morning, there's quite a general start to the day really. Woke up about 9:15, I slept really long. I'd not got any sleep on the plane, so I was overdue, but it still didn't go too late, and I didn't miss the day too much. And I started the day by going down to Harajuku, because I wanted to get some tickets for a few events that are coming up. First of which, and highest priority, is the Idol Nation event, which is happening on the 10th. This is like a big thing that I'm still trying to get my head around. It's promoted by Avex. Now, for those of you who don't follow Japanese music, you won't understand what I mean by that, but they're a big record label, producing company and so forth. And they have a lot of very big groups. One of my favourites on theirs, of course, is the solo artist Kodakumi, but they have many, many others that form part of their network. Now, Idol Nation, though, has my favourite singer of all time, Kikawa Yu, and also another group I like called Up Up Girls. Both of them have nothing to do with Avex whatsoever, absolutely nothing to do with them, and yet they're still being given the opportunity to perform alongside other big groups such as, I think SK48 are there, I think Idling might be there, Passport possibly there, basically different artists, so it's really cool, and I don't quite understand how this has worked, I don't know what kind of negotiations have gone on, but either way, Kikawa Yu live. Yatta! That's awesome. Not seen it since September last year in America, so I'm really excited about that. I also managed to score tickets for the Cool Hello concerts, which is the Hello Project summer concerts where all the groups perform. So you've got Money Musume, Bettis Kobo, Cute, Smilage, and I said before, Juice. What a stupid name. Also, I found out that Mitsuki Aika's performing there. Waste of a slot. Total and utter waste. Not cool. And that's all I'm going to say before I get a load of people spamming my inbox going, oh, I thought you supported all singers and I thought you were a cool guy. Nah. I have an opinion. Accept it or piss off. So either way, I've managed to get tickets tonight. It cost quite a bit of my budget actually. It cost about 60,000 yen in total. In English currency, that's expensive. So I'm trying to be careful in what I'm spending for the moment, just to bring my outlay back down. Good news is I do get paid on Thursday, so I was hoping to not spend any of it, but the money's there in case I need it. 2 days in, yeah, I'm probably going to need it, so I'll be able to touch that when I need to. Rest of the day after that, I went to Shibuya, because I wanted to be able to look at the other stores and see if any of the photo books were available. I checked out their book off. Yes, book, not the other word, book. Another person on YouTube was accused of saying heck instead of what they said, and it caused a rash storm. So, no, book. Book off's like for those of you again who don't know much about Japan, it's a big series of stores where it's all second-hand material. Well, 95% of it is. And people basically exchange it. So it's all books of all kinds, from comics to international documentary books to photo books. You know, it's all there. And I didn't have much of a selection, surprisingly. Normally when you got the Shibuya one, it's got a wide selection all over, but nothing there today that appealed to me. But one thing that did happen, which made me smile, was I was walking there, and at first I heard some kind of music, which was like rock music, playing things that were like Foo Fighters and all, which surprised me. I was like, fair enough. And then suddenly out of nowhere, I heard the Kikaren song, which is the Cafe Ole, promoting the coffee drink of the same name. That's Kikawa Yu and two guys from a group called Kimagaran. Very weird sort of reggae / Hawaiian acoustic folk piece. Go on YouTube and search it. You'll be able to find it. You know exactly what I mean. It's actually a really nice song, but just a bit bizarre. And so that made me smile a bit because I've not heard much of her stuff since I come out to Japan. Afterwards, I went to Tokyo Hands, which is like a huge, like second-hand store, where I got one of these. This is Kingblade. It's a light stick. I'm not going to turn it on because to turn it off I have to get a screwdriver and undo the battery. Because the button, if you press it, it changes the brightness from like quite dim to mine all the way up to max. Until you think, press it again to turn it off. No, for some reason it doesn't do that. What I have to do is unscrew the battery, here, take out the battery, and then hit the button, and somehow that tricks it into not being on. Still, colour of yellow, for my favourite member Kiko Yu, that will be there, along with my yellow golf trousers at the Idol Nation gig, and they'll probably come out a few more events as well, so I'm going to get some good use of that thing. Afterwards as well, came back to my house, well my apartment, having almost died in the heat because today was very, very hot. I told you today about how I thought I'd acclimatised. I really haven't. Today hit 34 degrees here when I went to Shibuya. It was stiflingly hot. Fortunately, there's a great sports drink that's out there called Pocari Sweat, which is like kind of like Lucozade Sport if it actually worked, where it gives you proper like body salts and electrolytes. So because you sweat a lot out here, well at least I certainly do, it was great to get something that brought me back to relative standing. So big up for that. Very, very helpful. Very, very handy. I haven't had a shower and everything. I also met up with a friend of mine from Norway called Nino. And we went for food together at a nice little ramen joint in Akihabara. Mark Twig, Dean Rainey, you all know this place. Tiny little ramen store which is hidden in an alleyway next to an arcade. Normally you see these places, back in England you'd be like, yeah, I'm going to go over here. But out in Japan, a lot of these places are absolute gems, and they probably are in the UK as well, but we're too ignorant to check them out. And it's one of the cheapest and most filling places you can get. So if you get a chance to come to Ikiba, or Akihabara, Ikiba's the short name for it, you go out from Electric Town, head on the main plaza, you go past I think it's a Game Station Teicho arcade, and it's in an alleyway right next to it near a music store. You'd know where it was if you were in Akihabara. It's a really cool place. After that, we decided to go photo book hunting, because one of the things I've wanted since I come out here was Hukamura Mizuki's PB. For those of you who don't know that name, that's a girl called Mizuki from Moni Musume. After both Ai Takahashi and Tanaka Reina, along with the Chinese singer Lin Lin, left Moni Musume, my interest in that group really tailed off quite quickly. Two reasons for that. First of all, my favourite members are gone, so that's always a problem. But also, a lot of the music started to sound a bit kind of thing. I was really a bit unimpressed. But with Mark's help, I did see one of the concerts from 2012 he attended, and I kind of noticed Mizuki because of her style, and I noticed the voice. And then I also saw some screenshots from a photo book she was doing in Guam. Yes. Good eye, sir. Very, very nice indeed. Particularly if you like... what word can I use? Airbags? No. That gives you some images of putting your face there. Cushions? The same problem. Buns? No, that comes up another... You know what I'm trying to say. It's part of a female's anatomy that's very, very well formed, needless to say. And Mizuki has a very good one, along with beautiful figure and style as well. So I thought I wanted to get that photo book just so I could take a look at it, because I've seen a few photos and it all looked very, very nice indeed. It only came out about, I think it was about 6 months ago. It's not new, but it's not old at all. Could not find it anywhere. Me and Nino went to quite a few places. Like I went to firstly to the book off in Akihabara. Normally that's perfect. Anything to do with Idol PBs, that's one of the best places to go usually. And very disappointed once again in the selection, just wasn't there. So I tried a place called, I think it was called Shohen, I think it was called. A place I went to in 2010 when I got one of the PBs, I can't remember who it was now, it's that long ago, I can't remember which member it was. But that place shockingly didn't have it either. Nino was quite annoyed at me because that place did have a few PBs which he had to pick up, such as Ishida Ayumi's PB, which was shot at the same time as Mizuki's. Also, he picked up, I believe, the Ayacho from Smileage solo one, and also the Ayacho and Canon Fukuda joint one, which I was interested in because I like Canon Fukuda, but I'm not really keen on joint ones. I don't usually find them that appealing, because I often find that as a fan, it's hard to like. It's very rare you get a pairing. I'm not explaining this very well. I'll give you an example. In Montezume, I like Reina and Aichan, but they never did any work together photographically. So they always did it with other people. So what I wanted to see was these two, but you got two different ones, and the same thing happens here. I like Aichan, she's alright, and I think Canon's awesome, but I don't want to look at them both together. It's just my personal preference, so that's why I've not bought a copy. However, I did find something in the book of which I was surprised at. It was something I saw in 2010, but I walked away from, and I've regretted it ever since. One of the groups I like is The Possible. I talked about them on my previous vlog where I showed the group photo I got. Well, I found the members last time and I didn't buy it. I regret it ever since, but I have it. This is the gorgeous Akiyama Eureka, my second favourite member. The only reason I've not got my favourite members is she doesn't have one. Sort it out. So that's another one of theirs shot off the list now. It's weird. I came out here and I said to myself, I'm going to be really careful. I'm not going to go over budget. I'm not going to buy too much. I'm not going to threaten my weight baggage or anything. I'm going to be really careful. I'm going to bide my time. And already I've gone out and bought 2 photo books, CDs. I've put an order in for a special photograph at the Hello Project shop, which I have to go back in 2 weeks to collect because it's printed off on demand. What the hell am I doing? Not to mention the tickets as well. I'm totally blowing my budget out, but that's why I come out here. To take in the culture, take in the beer and do what the hell I like. That's the reason I'm here. By the way, honey, please don't be jealous. My eyes focused on you solely, okay? Well, I'll get the foot out from down there now. It might just have stopped my balls bruising. But needless to say, it's been a cool day. Me and Nino actually ended up in a bar in Akihabara, which was a tad expensive, but really unusual. It focused on world beers. Again, that's probably the reason for the expense, because they're all imported at great cost. But I ended up drinking an Anchor Porter. It's a great beer from America I like, but I thought, why not? I'm in the humid heat. I can't see anything else on the menu I want, so I'll go for that. And we ended up in this bar, as I said before. It was like focused on being American. Like, it had one of the old American fuel pumps at the door. And on the inside, it had like a huge long couch and tables made from pinball machines. That made me sad. That really did. Because a good pinball machine is absolutely awesome. To see it used as a beer coaster, tragic. And I'm pretty sure a few people probably hate me for it, but hey, when in Rome, as they say. Well, the good news is that tomorrow I've got an event lined up, my first actual Idol event while I'm over here. My favourite singer, Kikaoyu, is doing an album signing. She's got a best of come out called... Well, the title, I find it uninspired, but at the same time, inspired. Her albums have always had, like, focus on the fact her name's You. So her first one was called One For You, and the second one was called To You. So it's like, me and my mate were coming up with jokes like saying, well, you can have you 3, 4 you, then go being Japanese for 5, and then you rock, as in Japanese for 6, which is rock. It was like running with the joke, basically. It's kind of like Mano Erina. She had the same problem, like, friends, more friends over, best friends, kind of thing. So it's the same kind of uninspired, you whipping the dead horse kind of name to it. But going back to Kikaoyu's best of album, it's called simply Best of You. And I'm split right down the middle on this. First of all, well, technically yes, it's exactly what it says on the tin, Best of You Kikawa. But at the same time I find it quite, Patrick Stewart kind of moment. It's like, you could have tried harder. It's the same, I'm totally paradoxical on this, because part of me thinks it's inspired, and part of me thinks, good God, that's crap. I can't make up my mind. Maybe you should all decide for me. Comment in the video, comment on my Twitter account and tell me what you think. Even if it's to tell me I suck. And incidentally, someone did that. Someone, well, didn't tell me they suck, but someone thumbs down my video. If I find you, I'll write an angry letter to your parents. Yeah, that'll teach you. So anyway, that's pretty much it for the evening for me. I'm just going to enjoy my beer and talk to my friends online. I've got that event lined up tomorrow. I'm also hopefully going to try and track down Mizuki's PB somewhere else in Tokyo. I've also got to get my rail pass, because the rail pass rules are you can have one for 7, 14 or 21 days. A lot of people go for getting a 21 plus a 7. For me, I've gone for a 21 only. Reason being that I'm not planning to make long trips over more than the 21-day period. So there's no point in me wasting the money. I might as well have that as extra expense while I'm in Tokyo. Pardon me. And basically, I thought to myself, well, use the regular trains for the first couple of days, get the rail pass, and then use the regular for the outro. Especially considering that my train from the airport to where I'm staying and my train from here back to the airport isn't part of the network that's covered by the rail pass. So it's not going to help me having that available immediately at the start of the journey. If I was on the JR line, that might have been different, but because I'm not, I thought I'll mix it up. So I'm going then, that's where I'm going to start branching out. The first few days is literally going to be a Tokyo fast. Kind of like getting myself acclimatised, particularly to the weather. I've really got to get used to it. Stay where I know, and then I'm going to branch out and go everywhere else in the off days. So it's going to be pretty cool. So at some point you are going to see an on-the-road blog outside of Tokyo. I do have some footage I'm going to try and get onto my YouTube account. I've got in Akihabara. One thing did happen today which threw me for a loop. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I'll let you all check that out if you haven't already, because it's probably going to be up before this one due to the fact that it's a lot smaller. As I say, but if you haven't already watched that, please go and check it out. I won't say what it was because it was painful and I didn't know what the fuck was happening. Maybe you can all tell me. Maybe there's something I don't understand. I am in Japan. It's a weird place at times, it must be said. So anyway, that's pretty much from me. If you've got any comments or anything you want to say, just get them on my YouTube account or on my Twitter account at @SSWishbone. Also, if anyone can please do me a favour, Spoonie sent a picture to me after I said no change there in one of his comments, and I can't view it. So if anyone knows what it is, please tell me, because I sure as hell don't know. I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care. Good night.